make a noise like this.
You son of a bitch.
I'm not back in 5 minutes. Just wait longer.
Welcome back to the Free Skins podcast with your host, Greg of the Mad DMC. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't even know how to do it. It's like radio presenting shit.
Who's that over there?
That's Lewis.
And who's me?
You're Matt.
Yeah.
There we go. What's your social
Let's
media?
just have it
boys?
as that. That's great. Fucking hell.
What's your social medias then, man? Boys?
Matt EMC for everything. Go follow me.
Lewis Lazuli.
Mine's. I don't really want any of you cunts to follow me on social media, so I'm not gonna give it away.
Oh, hard, man. All right, hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty hard.
Diddly Doobie on Instagram and Graveman Greg on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, shit. He knows it quicker than I do.
Well, I stalk you, mate. That's why.
Yeah, everyone does.
So we're back. You guys seem to enjoy the first podcast that we did. So we're here again, talking more shit for the, foreseeable amount of time.
Yeah,
We're going to try and keep these quite short. We're not going to make them too long for you guys because we know you're busy people. So what is that laugh for?
I
Greg?
was just laughing.
I have a suggestion for anyone who wants to listen to these. They should listen to them on the way to work.
Yeah.
I would.
I listen to
What, in the
podcasts
car?
on the way to dropping Beth.
What kind of podcast would we even be classified as?
Educational, definitely.
Educational. I'd say
Educational?
we're educational.
Did you not hear our last current affairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Educational.
bumming horses.
Mate, people know a lot more about Australians now, thanks to us. Exposed.
Anyway, guys, what's everyone been up to this week?
You know, not much again. I've been playing a good old video game called Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I had to. It was £15, like the ultimate edition, so I had to buy it.
Matt bought it.
Is that what you were playing when I came in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
we've
it.
both
I haven't
just been
played
sat
any of the
there
Batman
playing. Oh man,
games.
they're incredible.
Do you like Batman?
I'll tell you what, I'm about to admit something that's going to annoy a lot of people. I consider myself a film fan. I've never seen any of the Batman films.
Well, even like the Dark Knight.
No,
ones?
haven't seen any of them.
Shit, man.
It's one of those. It's
Wait,
one of those.
how
things,
can you?
Right here, I've gone.
There you go,
Oh,
borrow
sweet.
it.
Thank you very
You
much.
can legit borrow
It's
them.
one of those things like I like for years I've kept meaning to get around to watching. And I never do.
I have that with so many films. To be fair, I've done that with like the recent DC films, but only because I just hear their shit. So I'm just like, why would I go bother like spend 10 quid to go see a shit film? So I
Oh,
haven't.
mate.
Me and you, we both saw. I saw Dark Knight, and then I was like, Greg, you need to come, and then we watched
Yeah.
it together.
That's
and
10 years ago.
and then I know, right?
Crazy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Decades. It's been
I
decades
feel
or something.
so old.
Like, if you think about, like, looking back at it, the amount of times, like, all of those young, edgy kids have done the Joker thing. The Joker seems quite, like, cringy now, if you know what I mean, because of it. I don't know if that's just me. It's like, when I see it sometimes, I'm just like, man, that's so cringy. But it's only cringy because there's all these, like, 14-year-old kids walking around going, ooh, let's put a smile on their face. Ooh.
What, every Halloween?
Yeah, oh, man.
That was
every Halloween.
My ex-girlfriend was a makeup artist.
Yeah.
She put me up as fucking Heath Ledger Joker, yeah. And I had oh my god, this is on.
You're one of them. You're one
yeah,
of them.
And then on my MySpace, I had like a potato peeler, and I was like this. With a, do you remember that
With
photo?
a potato peeler?
Yeah, because I was like, let's put
Potato
and I had a fucking
peeler.
potato peeler. Like, oh yeah, it's like a knife.
You
or
want to know
whatever.
how I
So
got
cool.
these scars? Making mashed potatoes.
Like,
Fucking hell.
I did Two-Face once when we did Fancy Dress, didn't I?
Yeah, it looked really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
I'll see if I can get a picture of it and put it up on like, Instagram or something. I thought it was pretty badass.
I'll tell you what, speaking of the Joker, on your previous Merton Gerg podcast, I know you mentioned it, I completely agree with you that Suicide Squad was a bit of a shambles, but I think Jared Leto's Joker's pretty cool.
The silence speaks
The
volumes.
thing is, I think like his acting's fine. The problem with his Joker is just the
How he looks.
the cringy tattoo.
I get that.
Wait.
I get that.
Wait. You've seen Suicide Squad,
Yes.
but you haven't watched
No,
the
but
you are a butthead.
I've seen plenty of like clips of Heath Ledger, and admittedly, I agree he's a better Joker. But I just think there's something about Jared Leto's that is like really freaky.
Yeah.
Like when he talks to people, like I watched it in the cinema, And when he's like talking to people, and it's like that sort of you don't know what he's gonna do next. It was a bit like it made me uneasy.
It seems more psychopathic. Like
Yeah,
the thing
it
about
freaked me out because he's like overly nice.
the thing about
and
the
it was
Joker
like,
from The
right.
Dark Knight is he's cold and calculating. You can
Yeah.
see he's thought about everything he's done before he's doing it.
Whereas Jared Leto's is just a
It's just-
psycho that's like, I'll do
Ooh,
anything.
what
I
am I
want.
gonna do next?
Guys, Lewis, what have you been up to this week? Same.
Yeah,
It's
man,
been a
same.
week since we last saw each
Yeah,
other.
that's the trouble is that we don't get up to a lot, and I keep putting things to the back of my mind, like, oh, I just did that, and that annoyed me. I'll remember, but bro, like, I don't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll tell you
so-
one thing me and Greg did.
Go
we
on.
filmed that rice video.
Oh god, we will show you the jar later.
I'll
He
show you.
showed me the jar when I
Fucking
got in. That was
disgusting,
revolting.
It's only one day. It's
It
got to
looked
be
like
2
you.
weeks.
It looked like you'd like puked up rice pudding into a jar. That was grim, man.
It kind of sucks. Like, I miss doing live streams because we got banned.
Yeah, we got
And
banned,
that's
yeah.
pretty much why I'm doing a podcast now.
That's the only reason. As soon as he gets his ban revoked, these
See you
podcasts
later.
will be
Surprised
cancelled.
we still haven't got it revoked, have we?
No, it's been
Savage.
Isn't
well
it
over
soon,
100
though?
days.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be 90 days?
Yeah.
And it's been over 100.
It's like 110 days.
Pull your finger out,
Yeah.
YouTube. Come on, sort it out.
Yeah. Pull your finger
Yeah.
out. It's just-
Piece of shit. It's just a piece of shit, YouTube. That's just...
Anyway, so should we go straight into the transition of the topic?
Why not? Let's do it. Seeing as we're all so boring and we ain't been up to our own shit. Just, yeah.
Topic 1. The first topic for today is dreams. Now, I dream a fucking ton. Like,
I bet you do.
I fucking dream maybe 6 hours a night, and then I have 2 hours of actual sleep.
That's like world record.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start off with a dream I have recently because it's so easy to remember, and I need to get it out there before I forget it. It was about 3 nights ago. I hadn't slept in about like over 24 hours, so I was in that really weird state.
Is that what makes your dreams like mental?
Yeah,
like sleep
yeah.
deprivation.
So I fell asleep
And
here.
cheese.
Yeah, cheese does.
Everybody knows.
So I fell asleep on our sofa at like 11 o'clock or so. It was like one of those weird sleeps where you just like you fall asleep and you come out
Just
of it and
nod
you go
in
back
and
out. But as soon as I finally went into like actual sleep, I had this weird dream that I was in my house and I had a bunch of guests over. It was just like random people I don't know. But there's one person I saw and I was like, "I seen you, bitch." Okay, you know.
I'll get you, bitch.
Okay, she's a comedian. I don't know. I can't remember what her actual name is, but she's this really fat like comedian woman.
Sarah
No,
Milligan.
no. It's
No.
Melissa McCarthy
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and
from
she,
Ghostbusters.
she
God.
was just being a nuisance in my house. I like we were having like so it was like a party and she was just being a nuisance. Like I don't think she was even being a nuisance. I just didn't.
How
like
did
her.
you know straight away he was talking about Melissa McCarthy? Do you know him that well?
No,
You just
no.
knew-
I remember a couple of days ago, you literally said, "Oh, I had some fat woman in my dream," and I was like, "Oh, is it the woman from Ghostbusters?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. So she was just being a nuisance in the house, and it wasn't
Doing
like
what?
It was, yeah, exactly. It wasn't. She wasn't doing anything. She was just annoying
Her
me.
presence
Knowing
just
Greg, it's
pissed
just
you
because
off.
she's fat.
Probably. So she was really short, and I think she's probably really short in real life. And so I picked her up somehow. There's no way I could pick a fat person like that up. I picked her up and I took her to the front door. I unclosed the door and I just placed her outside, and then I just shut it. But then it was just like I was still in the house, and I just kept seeing her staring through the windows.
I'm imagining like like the Flintstones intro
Yeah.
where he throws the throws the cat out the
But
door.
the next thing is that I hear like the cars turning on, and then like revving, and like the lights moving through the windows and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And then like I looked outside the back garden, and there's no way a car could get into the back garden, but there's a car. My car's in the back garden, and it's just there, and I'm just like, the fuck? So I go outside, and she's there, and she starts chasing me, and then I was like,
Tasting.
chasing.
Oh,
I thought you said tasting.
Yeah, I know. I fucked up. So she's chasing me, and I was like, then for a second I was just like, it's a dream. I just start flying off.
And what are you like as soon as you realise in your head that you're dreaming, then you
Yeah,
just,
but
then
the
you
thing
become
is-
a superhero and just fly
The
away.
thing is that whenever I become aware that I'm dreaming and I try to fly,
then it becomes crazy.
it's just shit. No, it's really, really shit. Like the flying isn't like Superman. Like it's just.
it's
You
like
know,
when you
it's
try.
like a
Have you ever tried
slow
to punch
hover.
someone in your dream?
Yeah, I always do. I always have that, like, if it's always just as I'm nodding off. It's never in a deep sleep, but like occasionally I'll like I sometimes dream that I'm tripping over something, and then in my dream and then in my sleep I'll jump up in the bed like what the because like I've tripped down the stairs or something in my head, and I'll like kick the bed frame really hard, and I'll just be like fuck, and I'll realise I'm asleep. I do that all the time.
They're just staring at me now. I can
Yeah,
hear
so
the
it's like
clock.
Maz hasn't said anything yet, so I was just like,
Oh, you're looking at me for.
yeah,
My
we've
stories of
all
dreams.
given
Okay.
a bunch of shit. So you got time for
what?
this one.
Okay, I can remember the first nightmare I ever had.
The first
I
nightmare you
remember
ever
my
had.
The first nightmare.
How old
I-
are we talking? How old were
Like
you?
4.
Seriously?
Yeah, man. And I only remember it because it comes into my brain every now and then. And at the time, Toy Story was coming out, all those sort of like CGI things, and there was a CGI lion after me, and it looked really bad. But I was stuck in this huge like Neo cube,
What?
and this lion was chasing me, and all the scientists were like, "Oh no!" Well,
There was scientists. You dreamed
Yeah.
up scientists when you were 4.
Yeah, it's so weird. And the scientists were like, "Oh no, the lion's gonna get me," and then I'm like legging it. And the scientists just get eaten. And one of the last things I remember is like the scientist guys. There's 2 of them, yeah. One of them gets eaten. And then the other one's like, "Oh, please don't eat me, lion." And then the other guy is like, his head is in there and he pokes out the lion's mouth and he goes, "It's not that bad in here."
Jesus Christ!
It's not that bad in here.
But it scared the life out of me.
It's
and
like some Pennywise shit, man.
I remember waking up and running over to my mum, and she was like, "Oh, it's just a nightmare." And I was like,
CGI lion scientist,
Yeah.
itchy mouth, help me.
"Oh God!" Even thinking about it now makes me feel
that
weird.
reminds me of my first nightmare, because my first nightmare was similar,
I
except
think I can remember mine as well. I'll let you talk about
it
yours first.
wasn't a CGI lion. It was just a standard German Shepherd dog, and it was chasing
That
me
actually
through.
happened though.
That actually happened to me.
Yeah, it
I used to
happened
get
to me
chased by a
quite-
German
yeah,
Shepherd
I-
that used to live next door to
Yeah.
me.
It gave me a nightmare, and like I remember I was running from it, and like in the woods near where we live, and I was just running, and there's like a tree stump, and I fall, and my head lands on a tree stump. Dog bites into my neck,
I remember you telling
Oh
me about
my
this.
and then
God.
I wake up, and I had that dream once. Never forgotten it, and I must have been like 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I was somewhere around that age.
Do you know what? That kind of reminds me of that thing from Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura has a nightmare like that, doesn't he? Like or something. It's a Jim Carrey movie, and he's talking about something. A dog sinking his teeth into his neck.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
And
It's
then
definitely not Ace Ventura.
As the dog bit my neck.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's when he's talking to Courtney Cox. When they're looking for the files.
Yeah.
And then when she
Yeah.
she comes towards
Then
Zia and he
they-
goes,
Then they do the old
yeah. Then they boink.
yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
So did you get a boink after?
From Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I woke up.
Melissa
or from the dog.
Oh yeah, let's not get into bestiality again.
Oh god, do you know what? I never really. I mean, they say that you always dream, don't you? But you just can't remember it. I don't ever I can never remember my dreams. But I think I can remember my first nightmare as well. And I don't know what age I was, but I must have been very young because in the dream I'm in a car seat, so I must have been very young. But I just remember I'm sat in the back of a car, like strapped into a car seat, like my mum and dad's car, but there's nobody in the front, and the car's like driving on its own. And I'm like on my own, and I'm freaking out, but I can't get out because I'm in a car seat, and that pops into my head all the time as well.
Yeah, it's weird. How
That
it works.
I always think about that, and I'm like, oh, that's really weird.
So it's not just night. Like I still get nightmares, but I don't get like intense ones. I get a lot of what's they called, like sleep paralysis. Like I wake up and I'll be like, ah shit, I can't move. But I'm not
I've
actually
had that
awake. I'm
once.
still in
I've
my
had that
sleep.
once.
I've had it like 100 times.
Listen, I don't believe in alien abductions,
Yeah.
but I've had sleep paralysis so bad that I can see why people would think that they've had it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
I've been because a lot of them are like I was pinned to my bed.
It feels like you're actually awake, like 100% awake. It's not like when you like a lucid dream where you sort of feel kind of awake. You feel like you're fucking full on awake.
I'll tell you one of the scariest things I get sometimes. I don't know if it's sleep paralysis, but sometimes I'm asleep and then I'm awake and I'm aware I'm awake, but my eyes are shut and I can't move or open my eyes. I'm like, it feels like I'm stuck in a coma. Coma travel. It's so weird. Honestly,
God.
I get it sometimes, and I can't hear stuff. I'm
Yeah.
I've had
it's
really
some
weird
ass
stuff happen in my sleep, but never anything like that. I remember one time being led in bed. I wasn't dreaming about anything. I was just I must have just been dozing off again, and I just bolted upright and fucking screamed like really loudly, and I have no idea what about. And I think about that, like I just bolt upright, was like ah, and I have no idea what. I was just like, what the?
yeah, like
What
a
was that about?
Goonies dream.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I get like anxiety dreams. Like I don't ever normally dream, but if I do, it's always about something, and I'll wake up the next morning like, oh god, I'm so glad that didn't happen because I was so worried. Like stuff like that. Like I remember a dream I had recently, but my dreams always transition into other stuff, and it just leads to absolutely
Yeah,
like,
it's just completely nonsense.
like
Isn't it?
I was at a party and there was a car parked out the front, and a good friend of mine had murdered somebody, and the body was in the trunk, and I was trying to help him. Like I was like, don't worry, we'll get rid of it. And then that transitioned into I was the murderer and I killed him, and I was like, oh god, what am I going to do with this body? Then like aliens start like fucking flying over the trees and shit, and then it turns into like a War of the Worlds thing, and we're all just watching like, look at the aliens. But then I was happy because that took the attention away from me killing somebody. Yeah, just mad shit.
I'll tell you one thing. I love dreams, and I've actually read up on dreams, and supposedly the biological reason for us to have dreams as a species is to prepare our minds for something that would happen in real life.
Yeah,
Really?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Is that where deja vu comes from?
No.
Because I get that all the time.
Deja vu's crazy. Sometimes I have deja vu so bad I'm like,
Yeah.
something's gonna happen.
I get severe deja vu like every week.
You know what it is.
I get it, but it's always about just really, really pointless shit. Like, I'll be in the
Yeah.
kitchen making a fucking sandwich, and my mum will say something, and I'll be like, I swear
Fucking-
that's happened before.
I
You've
fucking
said that
hate
exact
deja-
thing.
I hate deja vu.
It's
It pisses
pretty
me off.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
I
just think something bad's
You've
gonna
ever
happen.
had lucid dreams, like
The ones you can control.
not so much
What's
fully
a
control.
lucid dream?
Like I
Here
wouldn't
we
say
go.
I wouldn't say lucid dreams like where you can control it. I'd say it's just when you're aware. Like,
Where you're sort of like awake within your dream and you
Yeah.
can control what's happening.
not so much control, but you can kind of move yourself. Because whenever I have lucid dreams, I don't technically get to control what's happening in the dream. I can control myself in the dream,
I suppose
so I can move around the dream. Like say if
Like a video game.
because in a dream,
Yeah,
you're
so
sort
like
of, you're yourself.
Say
aren't
if
you? You know what's
I'm
going
dreaming
on.
I'm on a boat, I can't just magically turn the boat into like a palace or some shit. I have to stay on the boat and move around the boat. My problem in lucid dreams, and I don't know why this happens, and I just do it every fucking time I have a lucid dream and I can't help myself. I just try to fuck everything. Just try it like.
That's not a dream.
No, but no, it is though. I sit there. No, I do because the thing is that
Bro, that's why you're never awake when I get here, because you spent all night fucking.
no, but it's like no, but that's the thing though, is that it wakes you up because you try to fuck stuff and then suddenly it's just like, oh shit, no,
And then you wake up, yeah.
and you're like, ah
Well,
shit.
that's going to segue
What?
on to the next question I was going to mention. Sex dreams. Or wet dreams.
I've never had a wet dream,
I've
but
never had
I've
a
I've
wet
never had
dream.
one either.
Ever.
never had a wet dream, but I've fucked loads of it.
I don't ever have sex dreams either. I don't dream normally, so to have a sex dream, I don't.
I have sex dreams.
No.
Quite
Dude,
regularly.
I'm so dry at the moment. Every night is a sex dream.
You're dreaming about sex right now, aren't you?
That's why
That's
man-
why
Why,
I'm
why are you
staring into your
staring right
eyes.
into my eyes, which you can't see, audience? Fucking hell.
But yeah, no, none of us have had
No,
wet
but-
dreams.
yeah,
I've
I-
met about 3 people who've had them, but I don't even think
I've never.
they've
I
had
don't think
them.
I've even.
It seems
met
to
someone
be
that's done
some
that.
American Pie made up bullshit.
No, but
Yeah.
it actually
I-
happens but it's if people learn to, use their hands before the wet dreams start.
Oh, okay. So it's like saying that happens if you haven't
Yeah.
started masturbating.
If you're like
Oh,
Christian,
because a lot,
What,
yeah,
you
a
have
lot
a
of
wank
American.
in your sleep?
Yeah, well,
no, you just ejaculate.
yeah, because like a lot of Americans like believe in that whole like
No
no
fapping.
no fapping, no sex before marriage, like the
Oh,
weird
God,
shit.
yeah.
So you blue balls yourself so much that you have such an amazing sex dream that you.
I suppose
you
that makes
sex
sense,
with.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense.
And then I'm going to go straight on to the next one. I know our podcasts are a little bit, pretty much just
Shit.
blue. We talk about weird subjects. Have you heard of sexsomnia?
No.
Uh-uh.
What's that?
Basically, when you're asleep, I think this is just an excuse.
Oh shit! Oh, here we go.
You're just asleep,
fuck.
yeah. You're sleeping next to someone, and you
Get a little bit touchy
you
feely.
sleep walk.
Sleep sex.
With your dick.
Yeah, with your dick.
That is definitely made up, and that is just an excuse.
No.
Bro, there's no way.
I will still continue to use it as my excuse. Shut the fuck up.
We were just next to each other.
Wait,
No.
so literally they get up and they start having sex with people.
Just
Yeah.
sleep fucking.
Yeah. It's normally
That makes
with,
sense.
It's
That
normally
makes
with
sense.
wives.
Yeah. So like you wake up, they wake up in the middle of the night and you're just there humping the fuck out.
So yeah, little sleepy fuck. I don't know if that's a valid excuse.
I
or
know.
not.
I've woken up like, you know, when you got a girlfriend in your bed and like
I don't know what that's like.
woken up and you're just like you're sort of nearly always already humping them. You know what I mean? not completely. Not like your dick's out and you got a big boner and you're shoving it right.
Have
out
you
there.
slept in a bed yet with your current girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh right, I was gonna say because if you hadn't, she's got that to look forward to.
Oh no, that's happened like at least like 10 times.
Are you
already.
talking about like waking up spooning, but you're stiff as a rock?
Yeah.
Solid.
And you don't know whether like you've been like gyrating in your sleep because you don't know, and you woke up like you know. Like,
I get that.
you know what I
I
mean? So
understand
I think that's that maybe that's close. Like if I was a sleepwalker, maybe I would be a sleep fucker.
Maybe you shouldn't sleep naked.
I don't sleep naked.
Like
No,
I always.
know. I watch.
Like I'll go to sleep spooning, but there comes a point where like after about
Yeah, it's
half
too
an
hot.
hour, you're like, no,
Yeah,
I've got,
it's
I've
too
got.
hot.
But you always wake up like glued to each other. So
Yeah,
I
it's weird, isn't
can,
it?
yeah,
Glued.
yeah.
I glued
Oh
like
shit,
that.
what's it called again? Sexomnia. Oh, I'm gonna have to call someone.
I'm glued.
You know what I said earlier? I didn't believe in it, but yeah, it's definitely true.
Yeah, I could see it happen.
Well, you say this. There
Lou,
was
Lou glue.
there was a bloke who killed someone while sleepwalking
Yeah, yeah,
and got
yeah.
away with it.
yeah, that's
Fuck
true.
off.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I remember hearing about that.
How could he prove that he was
Blokey
sleepwalking?
killed someone. I don't know.
Was it on CCTV? Was he walking around like a
What
zombie?
they must have done, they must have like taken him to a sleep clinic and then checked his brain activity whilst he was asleep, and then been like, yeah, actually, maybe he does. Maybe.
It's probably a whole complicated process.
Yeah, I
behind how they
assume
do that.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
insane. Isn't
So,
it?
if,
How did he kill someone in his?
mate, if I was him, I would sleep in a locked, padded room from now on.
Because all I would say is that surely it's got to be someone he was in the house with. Because I don't believe for a second as a
Yeah.
sleepwalker you could get yourself dressed or
No,
something, or
no.
grab a weapon, go out to the front door,
I think
unlock
I
it,
think I
walk
remember
outside, find
like
someone.
I watched a
No way.
TV show on it, and it was something to do with a pool or something. Like I'm literally going from vague memories from like a decade ago.
Michael Barrymore.
It wasn't Michael Barrymore. But yeah, so there's something to do with like something to do with strangling someone near a pool or something. But I think it was someone that like their wife or something, or their husband or some
Jesus.
shit.
I'm just googling it right now. It's actually got a name. It's called homicidal sleepwalking.
Jesus.
So if he's got a name, that would lead me to believe that it's happened more than once.
So
Like sexomnia.
So what you're trying to say is that if I start like pretending that I am a sleepwalker, I can go and just kill and have sex with anyone I want, and just be like, "Oh no, I was sleepwalking. It wasn't me." Just
Now you've said that on a podcast, you can't get away with it.
Oh yeah.
There's
Delete that
several
bit.
cases. There's several cases here.
Really?
Yeah.
What,
quite
of
a-
people
quite a few.
murdering someone in their sleep?
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy.
At least like
They normally seem
50%
to get
of
acquitted.
those have got to be just excuses though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No way.
This is the one. According to an eyewitness, the sleepwalker was seen holding his head's wife underwater.
I think
His
that's
head's
the one I
wife.
was thinking of. The one that I
His head's
remember.
wife.
His head's wife.
His head's wife.
One more sleepwalking death case. Let's
Oh, go
put
on.
this one forward. So Antonio Nieto,
Nice name.
who's 58, murdered his wife and mother-in-law using an axe and a hammer. I swear, I was just
An
sleeping.
axe and a hammer in his sleep. What did he dream? He was a lumberjack or something, and he just.
I was doing some work in my room, and the next thing.
Next thing, mummy and wife dead.
Nieto claimed to have been asleep during the attack and was dreaming he was defending himself against aggressive ostriches. He was-
Ostriches. Maybe that is true then, because that's too
Yeah.
weird to make up.
He was still sentenced to 10 years in a psychiatric hospital.
Well, all this talk of butchering people in your sleep, I think it's time for a quick word from our sponsor this week. It's the latest horror movie, I think.
Hey, I'm the guy who makes the horror movie. They hired me because of my voice, but not just because of that. Have you seen the human centipede? What I've created, the human centipede in his mouth. I tied my brother's dick to his mouth, so when he pisses, the piss comes back round. He's like a human recycling machine. Shut the fuck up and drink your piss. Coming to a cinema near you.
That film sounds excellent. I'm going to be making sure I go to the cinema and see that. What about you, Matt? You get free tickets, don't you?
Yes.
You
that
know-
guy did, that guy didn't sound anything like me doing a weird voice, did he?
Oh no, he's your best mate, isn't he? You know that guy.
Yeah, shall I ring him?
Yeah, give him a call. Ask him to get us some tickets.
Hey. My brother's in the basement at the moment drinking his own piss. Shut the fuck up and drink your piss. What do you want?
Can I get some... I don't know what's going on there.
Right, okay, so now we're going to play a little game. We came up with this game. It's called Would You Rather. It's completely original. Basically, we've got this app. It's a Would You Rather app. And it asks you a series of Would You Rather questions. And you give your own answer. But it tells you what the general population said. So, I don't know. We did one earlier and it says, would you rather be a cat or a dog? And Greg said cat. But then it says, well, 64% of the population said they'd rather be a dog. Matt, I believe, is going to ask us 5 of these each. And me and Greg are going to battle it out. We're going to give our own opinions, but then we're also going to see, and we're going to say what we think the general population said. It's the first of 5. Whoever loses has to post a naked selfie on their social media, posing next to the opposition. So if I lose, I have to get completely naked, stand very uncomfortably close to Greg,
It's gonna be good fun.
and get a little snapshot.
I
And
love that I'm not in this game because there's no way I would post a naked selfie. Jesus Christ.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
so-
do you want to do the first question?
You kick it off,
let's
Matt.
Get straight into it, man.
All right then. So, would you rather not brush your teeth for a month or wear the same unwashed t-shirt for a month? I do both of those. So
I personally would definitely wear the same t-shirt.
Yeah, I'll do the same t-shirt.
I can't
yeah.
sleep unless I brush my teeth. It's one of those things. If I get into bed and I haven't brushed my teeth, I can't sleep. I have to get
do
out.
like a day or two, but like after a while, you get that furry mouth feeling. It's
So
just, like, it's horrid.
you both
get
would
worse and worse.
rather wear the same unwashed
Yeah.
t-shirt?
I both would rather. I would rather.
Because you can just drench it in deodorant. It's
Yeah,
fine.
and I think the general population said they'd rather wear the same t-shirt as well.
Yeah, same.
You are both right. You both win a
Oh,
point.
yeah, ding 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 ding.
1-0.
Right. Okay, 1-1. Right.
1-0. The next
Next
question.
one.
Would you rather be really funny or be really beautiful?
Ooh.
Both things
I'm
can get you pretty
already
much what you
both,
want.
so it doesn't really bother me that much.
Seeing as, I mean, we're in entertainment, I guess, if you can call this entertaining.
I mean, it depends. Like, to what extent are you beautiful? Are you so beautiful that people look at you and they're just like,
They come instantly, just
or
like, 'cause that'd be an
are you so
inconvenience.
funny that you can just say a sentence and everyone in the room will laugh? Like, is that to the extent we're talking?
I think it would just be like, you know, when you try and say something funny and no one laughs. I think it would just be any time you attempted to be funny, it would work. The joke
Yeah.
would work.
I don't know.
And I think you would just be so beautiful that anybody you
Because the
tried
thing
to
is,
get
to be,
with
to
would
be
sleep
really
with you.
beautiful, you'd have to change what your face looks like. And
Yeah.
I'm quite comfortable what I look like now. So
But see, the thing is, I would
I'll go
def-
for the comedy one, I think.
I would rather be funny, but I reckon the general population said they'd rather be beautiful.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Rather be beautiful.
Yeah,
than funny.
people are too
Okay,
shallow,
let's see. 52% of people. So you both win a point.
This is
2-2.
it's 2-2. We're gonna have to start giving some different
Now,
answers.
maybe we're gonna both have to pose naked.
Yeah, what happens if we both get 5? Do we both have to do it?
No, it's just gonna be like an elimination round.
Yeah, they'll have
like
to-
whoever gets the
Yeah.
highest.
It might go on forever though.
You never know,
We
mate.
go to a knockout.
All right. Would you rather be invisible at the party or be the life of the party?
I'd rather be the life. Like, who want to be invisible at a party?
I mean, after a party, I always wish I was invisible because, like, I just think back, like, why did I say
Why
that?
do you go to a party to be invisible? You just stay at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd say life of the party.
So you'd rather be, and you would.
I would rather be the life of the party,
I think people would.
and I think people would have said that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're both
Definitely.
going for.
yeah, definitely.
Right.
Why would you want to be invisible?
68% said they would rather be the life of a party.
Goddamn
So
right.
you're 3 out of 3, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
why would you want to be invisible at a party? Sure, you
Yeah,
would just not go to the
just
party.
don't go to the party.
Just
It
don't go
makes
to
no
parties
sense
if
to
you
me.
don't want to be there.
Would you rather be happy all the time but have no friends, aka
Oh, okay.
me, or be sad all the time and have a lot of friends?
I'd rather be happy and not have no friends. That's easy.
Yeah, because surely I mean, the point being is that you need people around you to make you happy. But if you're happy without any friends, you don't need any, do you?
Yeah, and also, what's the point in having loads of friends if you can't be happy? Because then you're just going to be sad around your friends. It's just going to be shit. Happy, no friends. Boom.
I would rather be happy with no friends, but I don't. I reckon people also said that, but I think it's a lie. Do you know what I mean? I think people would just say, my
So you both go for the
happiness
first
is
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys are just going safe, so you always have the same
No, I
point.
don't-
So
Fine,
it's-
fine. I'll tell you what. I'll go a different one just to change it up a bit. I'll say that people would rather be sad with no friends. Sad with friends, sorry.
you lose, Lewis.
Yep, I thought
You
so.
lost a point. Greg has.
We needed
4.
a difference of opinion. Damn
Nah,
it.
it's
So you're on
just-
4 and I'm on
you gotta
3.
go-
It was 59% though, so it wasn't too far off.
No, because just think, if you were happy with no friends,
This is one that will
I
mix
wouldn't
it up.
be here, Greg.
I think this is one that will
Yeah,
mix it up.
I'm not your friend.
Would you rather always hear mosquito sounds, or would you rather always hear sounds from flies?
What does a mosquito sound like? So a fly then.
Yeah, so this is a good question.
So would you rather hear a fly
I'd
or
rather
a
hear
fly?
a mosquito because flies are noisier. Mosquitoes are
How many are we talking though? Like dozens or just
One.
like one?
just that one little bugger. Yeah, I'll go for mosquito.
I'll say flies.
Mosquito or flies? Lewis wins.
Seriously? Yeah!
Wait, did you say mosquito, Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lewis wins.
Oh, this is 4-all.
Shit.
4-all.
What
Oh.
idiots! Flies are fucking noisier than mosquitoes. Oh, fuck's sake.
That's the
Mosquitoes
thing, man. You're battling with the general population.
Mosquitoes
and
are
they're
only
dumb.
noisy if they get really close to your ears. Flies are noisy in anywhere in the room.
That's the only reason I said flies, because I bet everybody else was like me and they were like, I don't really know what a mosquito sound. We don't really get mosquitoes in this
Yeah, that's
country, do
true.
we?
I dealt with loads in Egypt. So.
I would have said mosquitoes because I just hate being bitten by them. Okay, so
Okay,
this,
so this is the last
this
one.
last one, 4 for 4.
Oh,
There we go. Knockout round.
Get ready to take your clothes off, boys. Would you rather never run out of battery on your phone, or would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
that's a difficult one. That's a really difficult one.
I hate having to pay 4G phone contracts because they're expensive. I'd go for the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Goes going Wi-Fi.
at the moment, I would say Wi-Fi because I have no 4G. I haven't had 4G on my phone
Yeah,
for
I
about
don't know.
8 months.
Because lots of people have those modern phones where the battery like runs out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a common thing. Everyone is
I
always
don't-
moaning like, my
I-
iPhone only lasts.
I charge my phone overnight. It lasts all day.
Yeah,
Every
I'm
single
exactly
time.
the same.
I don't
I
know.
never have trouble with my phone battery, but everybody else.
I'm
seems
gonna
to.
go for the free Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna say that people would rather have unlimited battery.
Yeah?
Yeah, because everyone has 4G, don't they? And they're just like,
You're probably right.
oh god, this
Wi-Fi
is
or battery?
this is nerve-wracking.
Wi-Fi
So
or
if
battery?
the general population said they'd rather have longer battery, Greg loses. If they say that they'd rather have free Wi-Fi everywhere they go, I lose.
Mhm.
Go on, Matt. Let us know.
The people said 68% of the people would prefer free Wi-Fi.
Oh no! Seriously?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ah!
I'm actually surprised. I'm actually quite surprised.
Right. Okay. So
You didn't want to do this, did you?
straight after this podcast, I'm gonna get my kit off, and me and Greg are gonna take a lovely little picture.
Yeah.
It will be on my Are we doing Instagram or Twitter? What are we doing?
It's up to you, man. It's your social media.
It will be my Instagram. It will be up on my Instagram. My Instagram is Lewis Lazuli. You can go over and check that out right now. Oh, God.
I was kind of hoping it would be me so I could get my kit off.
Yeah, well, we can always do it again.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, it can be a forfeit in the future. God
So yeah,
damn
that was
it.
the end of the game. Greg
Lewis
wins,
loses.
Lewis
Yeah.
loses.
Boom.
Check out Lewis's Instagram for the photo. Oh man.
Sexy.
News.
It's time for the news.
In the news. Basically, this section of the podcast is me just going on Reddit and looking at Not the Onion. And we talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All fake news.
let me find. Let's sort by this week because last week's one was horse fucking and stuff.
Yeah, and we're
Because we
not
don't know
about that. We're
Well, I am, but
okay.
like, well, there's nothing wrong with like okay. I don't think we should get into horse fucking again. I think we should.
Yeah.
That should be a subject that we avoid for every podcast from now on.
Yeah. No more horse fucking.
We'll try not to.
Unless it's happened again in Australia. If it's
Which
the
is-
news, we have to report on it.
Nah, they probably fucked another animal like a wallaby or something. Wombat.
Wallaby.
Shoved it down the fucking duckbill platypus's mouth. Quack quack.
Come on, Matt. Read us the news. Dun dun.
Do you think platypuses go quack? Because they got bills, don't they? They got duck bills. So do you think they go quack? It would be pretty cool if they did.
I don't think they do,
Is
Greg.
this
I
the
don't think they do.
news?
Just asking
So,
questions.
this is the first story.
Okay.
Google says it will stop Android phones from suggesting my face when users type sit on.
What?
So basically, when you have...
Are you saying that right now, if you were to Google "sit on," the recommended would come up?
no, it's on
My-
Android phones.
Oh, it would come up with
When you
my
have like...
face.
Yeah, like
And
suggested text.
they want to get rid of that.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of that.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, there's some porn ban
Because-
thing, isn't
A
there?
because
lot,
if you
of
ty-
people like to sit on
If you
people's
type in sit on, I think the majority of people would follow that up with my face.
This
Yeah.
is what I do. I sit on you.
Sit on my face. Like that's like when you first message a girl on Tinder, that's the first thing you say. Sit on my face. And if they say no, then you're like, if they say ooh,
Well, yeah, but what else are
They
you
say,
gonna...
yeah,
Can you... Why are you texting someone else sit on anything else?
yeah,
Sit
Yeah.
on a chair.
sit on a chair. It's like, well, you say that to someone in person, sure, but you don't message.
You
someone
don't
that.
message someone that. You say...
Who is typing sit on and then seeing face and being like, oh no, I was going to put something else. No one put something else.
What is it Flashheart says in Blackadder? I don't want a million girlies on my case. Rather have 'em on my face. Or something like that. What does he
Genius.
say? Right, so Android want to get rid of that as a suggested thing. Because is it something to do with the porn ban thing? You were telling me about this the other day. That don't you have to apply for like a porn driver's license?
Yeah, might have to.
You're gonna have to apply for a porn license
Yeah.
if you want to watch porn.
This is what I hear.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this. Yeah.
I hadn't. The first I'd heard of that was when you mentioned it to me.
I
the
think
other day.
I think people will go insane if that happens.
Oh man.
I think that would literally like collapse government.
You
People
need-
love their porn. It's
You
just the way it is.
need it though.
Yeah.
Because like you say,
Well, they're doing it to protect the children.
How,
I remember
like,
when I was a kid, I was like 13 when I first discovered porn. That's an important part
I
of
have
your
not
sexual.
missed a day.
That is an important part of sexual discovery
Yeah.
as a kid. You know what I mean?
Can
Like,
you imagine the sort of naughty, like even crazy shit you got up to as a kid if you weren't wanking?
oh
24/7?
man, yeah, you.
If
were
I couldn't have passed the
insane.
time by wanking,
And
I'd
not
have
just
like,
that, but the stuff that you would try to hunt down.
Yeah.
Without like
fucking
a
hell, man.
bit of good, easy, accessible porn.
You need a bit of porn. You need a bit of sit on my face.
And the thing is that kids find a way around it. My parents used to have
Greg.
a porn blog. I found my way around the porn blog. I was 13 years old. I didn't know a damn thing about computers. I learned how to get around computers.
I learned, and I
to get
learned
my
quick.
porn.
Next story then, guys.
Yeah, what's the next news story?
So, there's a metalcore guitarist.
Okay.
A metalcore guitar.
Metalcore, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
He was at a concert.
Okay.
His
You
own
know.
concert.
Yeah, he was at his own concert. And
German.
I don't really know, I made that up probably. He had beer in his mouth. And you know how concerts get crazy and stuff. He
Yeah.
accidentally spat beer in one of his listeners' eyes.
Okay.
Okay. And first off, she was a little bit annoyed She's a little bit annoyed.
I imagine, yeah.
Wait, hang on a minute. What did you say? He was a guitarist.
Yeah, guitarist for.
How was he drinking beer while playing guitar on stage? Or did he take a massive gulp, play a song, and halfway through and was just
I
taking
wasn't
sips?
there. I'm just reading the
That
goddamn.
doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's between songs or something. You know, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
All right, whatever.
Okay, so she's annoyed that.
She was
it's
a little bit
bad.
annoyed.
I think anyone
Yeah,
would be.
I think you would be. Yeah.
Yeah, beer in the eye does hurt. The beer goggles that we did on.
Oh god, mate. Does it say the name of this guy's band so we can?
Yeah,
confirm
every
if they're
time I
true?
die.
Right.
Wow, what a cool name.
And in her case now, every time I cry.
God damn it. Yeah, she was a little bit annoyed. You know, stings. Getting beer in your eye. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's still hurting the next day. So she goes to her doctor, and a doctor checks her. She's got a brain tumour. So now she's like thanking the guitarist for spitting beer in her eye and finding a brain tumour. They're just
What?
staring at me now.
What the fuck?
Well,
Do you know what? At least it ended like that because I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say she was annoyed at the guitarist
I thought
because he gave her a brain tumour.
I thought like she was gonna get infected with AIDS or something.
I thought you were going to say yeah, she had like
Yeah.
herpes all over her face or something.
That's more of a that's actually a pretty cool story.
It's a nice little.
I mean, I don't really know what to say about
It's
it.
it.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh,
go
they,
to the
they called it
doctors.
early enough to perform surgery and remove it, so it is.
Wow,
It is a
okay.
nice.
That's good.
Nice
that's
ender.
good. Some good news.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that guitarist is like going to do it in future shows? Just start spitting in everyone's faces along the front. So
You gotta get as many as you can.
Oh, yeah. So that's unless you guys want another news story. I don't really have very many.
Nah,
Not
you're-
much happened this
you're-
week.
you're all right,
Yeah,
mate.
you're not on point to this week, mate. What's
Nah.
this shitty story?
I'd have switched off by now if this was ITV.
Oh,
I'm
whoa,
not
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
lie.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You is it just because
To be
last
fair,
week
the news cycle's pretty slow. This
horse
week,
bumming? All right, I'll find some.
I mean,
A little bit of bumming.
I'll find some stuff for you. Give me a second. It might not be recent.
The more recent it is, the more easier it is to imagine myself in their shoes or their hooves.
Man,
Good start.
Great one.
this geezer, yeah.
Florida, man.
Probably. Let me open this up. It says man said he wasn't drinking whilst driving, only at the stop signs.
What?
He's not drinking and driving.
Oh, okay. So he's not drinking during driving.
Yeah.
He's only
What?
drinking
So
at
what? So he
something.
was driving. This definitely happened in like Australia or something. What? So he was driving like
It was
Actually
in Indian River County.
in drinking while he was behind the wheel, but he would only drink when he reached the stop sign.
Yeah, so he's not drinking and driving.
Oh, yeah.
He's not driving whilst
He's got
drinking.
a good point.
Yeah, but was the car turned on?
Yeah, he's driving, gets to a stop sign,
So let's be fair. There's got to be a difference
then
between
he's drinking.
drunk driving and
But
drinking and driving.
it counts as anything if the car's turned on. You're driving technically. Because I remember, I have no idea if there's any truth behind it, but I remember a couple of months back somebody told me like, you know, they're trying to crack down on like using your phone while driving.
Yeah.
Well, somebody told me that like, if you're like parked up but your car's on and you're on your phone and the police see you, they can still do you for that.
That's
That's crazy, isn't it?
poopy.
And like a lot of people use Apple Pay at like drive-throughs. If you're in a drive-through and you get your phone out to use your Apple Pay, apparently you can be done for that as well.
What?
That's just absurd.
Because your car's on and you're technically driving.
Yeah, but you're on private property.
I have no
You
idea if
can't-
it's
how's
true
it
or
legally
not, but
done?
someone
Yeah,
told
but
me that.
I
thought it was
also heard about
ridiculous.
like keeping you can't turn your car on whilst you've been drinking, or even to get in like the back.
I think all that's stupid.
Yeah, I think it's
They're
stupid
taking
as
it
well.
too far. It's
Yeah,
like, If
yeah.
you want to stop actual drink driving, that's not the way to do it. You know what I mean? That's just them trying to get their drink driving numbers up.
Just make turning a car on really, really difficult and piss
Yeah.
people won't be able to do it. Like
Exactly.
Biff Tannen style.
Or just have like a breathalyzer that you have to blow in before you drive.
Why don't they do that actually? That's a thought. You know, like in Biff Tannen's car where only he knows how to turn it on? To stop car theft, why don't they have like, you have to put like a code into your car before you drive it?
The reason for that is the apocalypse, yeah? And then if apocalypse happens, you need a car, yeah?
I think some newer cars do have.
No, but that's stupid because I think you should be able to. What if something bad's happened and there's a car there?
Yeah,
You
but
just-
to even get
you
to
can
that...
hotwire cars
I'm
anyway.
pretty sure.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
do
on
you know how
YouTube.
to hotwire a car?
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
What? How can you use YouTube in the apocalypse? There wouldn't be any fucking 4G or Wi-Fi, would there?
I've already got it saved.
Right. Brilliant.
Okay, so this geezer Deputies noticed he did have an open bottle of liquor in a brown paper bag in the passenger seat, which he was only drinking at the stop signs, not was driving.
So was
He's Mr. Technicality
was he not
over here.
Was he over the limit though?
Yeah, he was over the limit by twice.
Jesus.
Stephen smelled of booze, saying he felt pretty good.
Yeah, I think he would. To get
So it was smashed, and it was in Florida. So that's
It
a
was
good excuse.
Florida Man.
It was Florida,
It's Florida
man.
man.
Yeah, I kind of empathise with him, but you shouldn't be drink driving. Let's be fair.
Drink driving is
Right.
stupid.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like a long time ago,
Yeah.
people used to just get smashed and drive home. Yeah,
From the pub and stuff.
yeah.
That's
All people
it.
just love.
That's what it is. They're from that generation where there was
Yeah.
absolutely fuck all else to do. 2 channels on the telly. I'm just going to get pissed. Right, so that was the news.
Yeah, it was
Thank
a bit.
you for that
I'm sorry that
informative-
one was a bit rubbish.
That was shit, mate.
I will
Honestly.
do a little bit better next week. I promise.
You better, man. Even if you just
Hold
find
you to
news
that.
stories in the week, just keep looking like every day.
Yeah. Can I mention something?
Yeah.
Go on.
You guys need to check out this documentary I watched the other day on the Hillsborough disaster. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
I've
shit.
probably seen it.
Crush people.
there's a video online,
Mm.
and anyone listening to this, I would recommend people watching. So there's this video online, and it's of a fire. You might have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing that people get where when they're trying to escape something all at once, their bodies kind of wrap into each other, and that, you know, when it's like,
Yeah.
how did 70 people die in a fire? Like, how do you just not run out?
Because everyone's trying to move all at once. You just crush each other.
It's crazy, and that video is...
It's like in that
that's-
episode of Game of Thrones with the battle, and there's like they're all piled on top of each other and they're like suffocating because
That's what used to happen. In, like,
It's
total
horrific.
battles.
I think everyone should watch that video, because beforehand I was like, why is that stupid fucking fire exit everywhere? They only allowed this many people in a arena at once or whatever. You watch that video,
It's
you're
just-
like, holy shit,
Oh, yeah.
there's a
It's-
reason
yeah.
for it.
it's crazy,
Makes
man.
sense, makes
It's crazy.
sense.
But that's because, I don't know, maybe my perception of safety is a little bit weird. But after watching that, I'm like, I'm gonna be scoping out every fire exit before I go.
Hope
I
it's
tell you
like
what
that.
though, I am quite. I mean, sometimes, like you say, when you go somewhere, it can be a bit like, oh, it's a bit. Oh, what's the point? But I do understand why health and safety, because when you see all these like disasters and shit that happens, and like mega stuff like planes going down and trains killing people, it's always in like weird foreign countries that have like no health and safety regulations. Shit like that doesn't happen over here, and it's probably because we're so like at some points you can be like it's far too excessive, but. I
Yeah,
doubt
but-
many people know
But
anyone
the thing
that's
is
died in
that
a
people
disaster.
moan about all
so-
this health and safety shit, like, and then I think about the health and safety shit I've had to do in my life. Not much. It's just wear a fucking helmet. It ain't that hard. You know what I mean?
No.
It ain't that much. Like health and safety. People are always like, "Well, health and safety's gone mad these days." It's
What
like,
are you gonna do? Headbutt the fire?
It's like when you get on a fucking plane.
yeah, but it's like all this health and safety stuff. Like I can't think of
I'd
any.
rather have it all.
I can't think of any health and safety stuff that's got in the way of me doing anything.
No. It's like when you're on a plane and they're like, sorry, we're going to be a little bit delayed because we've got to do some checks. And everyone's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Old
It's like,
people
oh, sorry,
act
do you want
like-
the fucking plane to go down?
Yeah, old people act like back in their day, like you would just hang off a skyscraper with your pinky and just do reps on it. That was normal. Like I don't think it was. I think they're just bullshitting. I think they're just old farts that like, just
I
just
think
trying
when
to
you,
big
I think when you
themselves
get
up.
old, you only remember the
The
good
good
stuff.
parts.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because think about it, like when you've had a shit boring day, you just you forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've had like fucking awesome time and awesome day, you remember it.
Yeah, I can't remember many days where I did nothing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
It's true.
It's true.
And on that note,
I think it's time to end. And we're going to end, like we always do, with a wise word from Greg. Greg, what's been on your mind? Give us some advice. Agony Greg.
there's no wise words coming from Greg's mouth.
Um,
Can't we just call him the agony cunt?
well, I think we should actually get. Yeah, I think. Okay, can we get people to message me?
Oh no.
If you guys have
Yes.
any issues that you want me to talk about on the podcast at the end of our next episode, message me on Instagram, Diddy Doobie, and if you got like some real pertinent shit, I'll talk about it and I'll give you some good advice.
Or if you're not on Instagram, tweet Greg at GravemanGreg. And if you're not on Twitter as well, just write a comment in the comment section of this video, and we will
Yeah.
Just
Just direct it towards Greg. Say you have to write it like this. You have to say, dear Greg / agony cunt.
So okay, so I'm gonna end on this word
Okay.
and let you think about it as we come up to the next podcast. If you're having a bad day, if I used to have a bad day, I would go and I'd sit and watch like Oxfam adverts, and I'd just see all these African kids starving. I'd just be like, "Jeez, man, I'm about to go out with McDonald's. Can't be that bad."
You're an asshole.
You're
We
a
can
dick.
have that. It's fine.
Okay, so
If you'd like to have agony cunt answer your questions and give you some advice, then yeah, tweet him, send him a message on Instagram, or write a comment in the comment section addressed to agony cunt,
Also-
and he'll get around to you.
don't take anything he gives us advice as sacred.
No.
It's
you
just
want
a joke.
genuine
We're only messing around, but it's just it helps. I find it helps joking about bad things.
Yeah, 100%.
If you want any genuine advice, I'll put the Samaritans link in the description.
It helps.
Just don't contact
It
us.
genuinely helps. Me being able to bring something up and then laugh about it.
Matt, give the disclaimer like you did last time,
What?
where you went up to the mic and you told everyone that we were comedians and we're only joking. Matt's disclaimer.
Hey guys, it's me. This is the disclaimer. We're just comedians. We're only joking around. We're only involving satire and irony.
I'm not a comedian.
It's certainly not funny.
I don't know what to say. Should we end on Greg's little bossa nova?
Yeah.
Yes. Greg's made a lovely ditty for you all. Greg, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to make a new soundtrack to The Sims, and this is what I made.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Oh man.